Hello legends, today what we're going to talk about is identifying a movement issue. So as a coach, this is something that I use quite commonly, but also as an athlete, doing classes at my CrossFit gym or someone else's, it'll help you understand maybe what your coach is trying to address. So using this hierarchy of mobility first, then skill and then strength, it helps me as a coach identify a movement issue and where to address it to obviously help the athlete strengthen up that movement and then get to the top, which is strength. Now where most people go wrong is they just focus on the strength portion, and I would say the most common people who do that are strong people. So as a good example, someone might be really strong and be able to back squat 150 kg for reps, but when it comes to an overhead squat using an empty bar, they have what we call a train wreck technique, where they lose all the points of performance. Knees are caving in, they're not achieving depth, and many other kind of movement faults. Whereas if we addressed the issue with this hierarchy, so we checked for mobility first, in that specific exercise, like an overhead squat, can they get into a good positions, show good range of motion, good technique with something weightless like a PVC pipe? If it can do, then it shows that we've not got a mobility issue because they are getting themselves into a good position. After that, it is skill. So again, if you can get yourself into a good position and stuff, but then you try and put a bit of weight on and your technique starts crumbling, then it's that kind of skill development what we need to think. And with skill, I want you to think neuromuscular and practice. Practice is how you develop it, like skipping double unders. That's a very skillful movement, and most of the benefits that you'll get will come through practice. So you can address that in the same way with any movement, like an overhead squat, where you practice with very slight increase in loads and develop the movement pattern. The more times you practice it with good technique, the more you will develop the movement pattern, and that will also then lead you on to the top portion, which is strength, where we are starting to get stronger on the movement. Yeah. So like I said, where most people go wrong is they just focus on the weights, they're not achieving the range of motion, they're not achieving the consistency in the skill movement portion of it, and we're just focusing on lifting too heavy what they've not developed enough mobility for and enough consistency on the skill portion of it. So master the mobility first, test out whether you can get into a good position. If you're in a class and you think the coach is picking on you by trying to make you go lighter, all he's trying to do is establish you into good positions, not just getting into them, but also being able to hold them, and then gradually, slowly increasing the load and just checking that you've got the skill work, developing the neuromuscular adaptations to keep that good technique over multiple reps. And then we'll go on to the strength portions, which is kind of like lifting heavy. Yeah. If there's any questions or anything, then just feel free to drop into the comments or speak to me in the gym if you are a gym member, and there'll be plenty more videos like this where I hope to kind of bring you a bit of awareness and things to consider and think about, which will hopefully help you get a lot more out of your training. Thank you very much for watching.